So we are starting with a new topic, Renaissance architecture, which is from 15th to 19th century. Their characteristics feature uh, were so it is the revival of the classic Greek and Roman architecture. After the fall of feudal system, the mode of living changed too and brought new buildings in common use. People realized the beauty of classic style, the fragments of Roman past, and the art and literature has been there, which the people had never eternally forgotten. So the Greek, Roman, and Italian workmen were employed for reviving the classic architecture. So strongly had this revival impressed the artists that they called the entire period that of rebirth or the Renaissance. The Renaissance made several contributions, such as massive rusticated masonry walls, accurately laid in horizontal courses. Large size stone blocks were used to dignify the construction. Wall angles were rusticated to give an appearance of strength. Pointed arches of Gothic style were now replaced by round or semicircular arches. Richly molded openings were placed with due regard to the symmetry and were spanned by semicircular arches. Doorways were not proportional to human scale, and windows were small and divided by vertical mullions and horizontal transforms, but with no painted glass. The building were arranged with special regard to symmetry. The church interiors were planned on square bays covered with barrels and cross vaulting without ribs over central large dome. The naves were divided into few bays, thus providing roomies. Tower rarely used. Timber roofs were never left open but covered with plaster in form of stucco, which produced considerable effect on the design. The five orders, which were Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, Composite, and Tuscan, were standardized and used both constructively as well as decoratively. Columns and entablatures appeared in the novel combination in building designed to meet the requirement of the day. Architecture becomes the art of free expression, which further laid the foundation of modern architecture. Moldings were Roman in character, so projecting horizontal cornices casting deep shadows together with balcony exhibited horizontally. Balusters, not known as Roman, became chief material for decoration. Ornamentation was based on classical mythology and pagan subjects. Cornices, capitals, friezes, shafts, pediments were enriched with delicate carvings. Statues was never proportional to human scale, nor an integral part of the building. And frescoes, painting in place of stained glass, were used to color mural decoration. And we have already studied the example, which is St. Peter, Rome, and the second is St. Paul's Cathedral. So, moving to um, moving to the modern architecture. So, uh, this was since 20th century. So it was more than 60 years ago that a group of um, continental architects at Mainz, Le Corbusier, Frank Lloyd Wright, made a revolt against the old traditional lines and adopted initially almost a new revolutionary style and character, that is modern architecture. So architecture in old days was a commodity of a rich and powerful, and so it was mainly confined to the construction of religious buildings, palaces, castles, mansions, and monuments, and the resting places. The construction was based on the principle of social pyramid, with small minority of rich, powerful, and um, large majority of common people at its bottom. Now the social pyramid's peak has disappeared. At the same time, the base has been broadened. The modern architecture since then has developed to suit the masses. The modern movement came into being because a new spirit of its age required it. It had no influences on geographical, geological, climatic condition, social and religious customs. Now, nobody desires palaces, castles, mansions, etc. But instead, we need mass housing, shopping centers, factories, office buildings, bus terminals, airports, railroads, sheds, etc. These type of buildings are now part of our daily lives. But these did not exist before 1850. Indeed, the architects had very hard time for finding the right style for these newfangled structures. Never in the history of architecture we have noticed so radical changes and as in its construction and planning. Due to the population explosion, new development occurred in almost every field of human endeavor. But these developments were never these developments were never more wonderful than in the field of architecture. Stone, bricks, timbers, and tiles are, of course, material which, from the immemorial, have been greatly used in the construction of buildings, large or small, single or complex, and are still employed structurally in the traditional way. The wonderful modern architecture considerably improved and superseded all the old styles in variety of design with the inventions of new material and new techniques. Steel was found to be most suitable structural material for framing a huge cellular building. It also helped produce greater uninterrupted span over opening. In the beginning of the steel, in the beginning the steel was used as a truss members, but soon the age-old method was given up. The new technology helped to use it over again with the great halls in unified frame composed of three dimensions. Steel members rolled in variety of shapes such as plates, angles, I-beams, etc. that were joined, riveted, and even welded. So these kind of material you must be studying in your other subjects, and you know how this steel was used. So there were plates, there were angles, there were I-beams, which was riveted and welded. So you must have studied this like what is a rivet and what is welding, right? So this resulted into a rigid, continuous structure, thus production of fundamental change in architectural design. The use of reinforced concrete or cement concrete has produced distinctly new breed of buildings such as skyscrapers. Massive stone walls are now replaced with thin RCC curtain wall, thus producing large interior spaces. The roof has taken a wide range of shape from flat to barrel vault to shell roof, the hemispherical dome to hyperbolic paraboloid domes. The pre-stressed concrete has helped beyond imagination in the construction of bridges and hangars of airships, etc. Glass, transparent to ultraviolet rays but opaque to infrared rays, are extensively used instead of shades, blinds, and curtains. So, like, what is for the ultraviolet, which is for the growth, and this infrared is the heat, right? So, the sheet of one-way glass, like in which one can see out, but the outsider peeping cannot see in. So, a large employed in the windows. So these type of glasses were used in the windows. Then the lamination consisting of glued layers of wood has helped to form beam and arches to cover a large span that the natural wood. Plywood and other thin boards enable us to cover large surfaces without extensive framework. Chromium and stainless steel, which successfully resist the atmospheric influence, are largely used. The plastics are available in wider range of beautiful colors. They are almost all proof and available in the forms of sheet, rods, rods, and pipes. So there are too many buildings to study in this like modern architecture. Let's start with this in the new class. Thank you.